If I could cue up a copyrighted song right now, it would be Elton John's I'm Still Standing, because Gen X women. Now, men, I'm not leaving you out, but I'm talking strictly to my girls now. Gen X women, we have done it all. We have been the go-to person. We have been the emergency contact. We have been the yes girl to every request made of us, whether it's from our bosses, our husbands, our kids, our community, our churches, our friends, whatever. We have forever said yes, but nobody's giving us the round of applause we deserve. Nobody's applauding the burnt out, dried up, ain't got two more drops of motivation to give to anybody, much less to ourselves. And it's time that we all stopped it. Men, you're in this too, because you did not necessarily carry the same load we did, but we've all been carrying it, from that latchkey kid generation that we became to Gen X, fiercely independent, blazing our own trails. We're still doing it, but let's do it differently. Because frankly, by being the single, childless sister most of my life, and saying yes to everybody, whether I was filling a void or just because I wanted to appear like I could do it all, I learned survival, not softness. I'm somebody you want to come to when there is a crisis. I can respond unemotionally, I can make sure everything happens, etc. But when the crisis is past and stabilized, and now it comes nurturing, I didn't learn that skill. So I want to applaud all of you mothers and fathers out there who have learned nurturing, whether it's with your own children. I'm learning it now. Maybe that's been my lot in life. I'm learning it now as I take care of my sunsetting parents and in-laws. Down to one parent, it's my mom. And I spend a lot of time with her, just trying to sit beside her and be her friend. I have a lot of people in my life that wonder, why do you spend so much time? Her memory's not what it used to be. She does not keep score of the amount of time I'm there. It's not about that. It's about softness, human decency, and love for the station of mother of life, or love for the office of mother, not necessarily the woman who holds it. Anyway, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for me, and if she gets comfort and pleasure out of it on some level, fantastic. Otherwise, I'm doing it for me. Back in the 70s, yeah, late 70s, early 80s, when my mother decided she was joining that feminine revolution where she was going into the workforce and she was going to blaze her own trails, etc., that was great. But she left us four girls at home to become housewives, mothers to each other, laundresses, family cooks, family housekeepers. It was quite a lot. We were given a chore list. So when mom left the house to go into the workforce, responsibility became our identity. Getting things done, stabilizing, self-reliance became mandatory. And our emotional needs as children, like many latchkey children that were thrown into this realm of adulthood that we were not quite ready for, but we were there, our emotional needs became secondary. No, we were mini adults all of a sudden. We better start performing it. But didn't this promise for the workforce? Because we got into our jobs, we already knew how to multitask and manage things. We knew how to manage a household at a very early age. We knew what it took to get a day organized so that you could get out the door, you and your siblings, with what you needed for the school day, so you could come home and do whatever your chores were that night, so that you could get your siblings into their homework, into their baths, and then your mom and dad, tired from both of their days at work, would come home. It prepared us for the workforce. It prepared us for task management driven bosses. But in the workforce, we also got praised for overfunctioning. Now, occasionally at the house, back to the latchkey kid days, we might get a Atta girl. There was no allowances in my household. We got TV time, we got whatever time, but that was what we got. We got to earn back some of the liberties that most children have baked into their childhood experience now. But when I got into the workforce and I realized, dang, I get a paycheck and I get a thank you. Yes, sir, I'll take on more. Please give me more. And it never stopped. It never stopped. But at least now, as a woman who is at the end of her career by choice, because I'm ready to move into this next chapter, I realize how I have overperformed and outperformed and said yes to her and carried so much, not just because it was moving me forward on the career track and on the income scale. No, it was because that is the way we were raised, regardless if it was latchkey kid or that Southern Belle training, raised that way. And I'm done. I am tired of it. I'm burnt out of doing this in the workforce, and I'm ready to let it go. But what does this next chapter of life look like? How am I going to fill my days? And that's where we Gen X, we're doing it again. You give us a problem, we're going to find a solution. So what are we doing? We're inventing the hybrid retirement. And this means you can start now building side hustle incomes or figuring out how you want to approach your professional network into consulting and contract gigs post this being your last job. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Down in the description, I've got life experiences to income to help you figure out whether you're a stay-at-home parent or you are out there killing it and bringing it home, what skills you have and how to get into the income streams that you want to start building now as you continue using this last job as your tool. Now, what is super, super important with this is that you know how much you need. Now, we've not done the best job with saving for retirement. The majority of us, I'm hearing from a lot of Gen Xers out there, and you have done fantastic. Congratulations to you. I'm talking to the rest of us that were busy living, cashing out a 401k when we moved from one job to the next before we fully understood the damage we were doing to ourselves, or not having the two nickels to rub together to even think about saving for retirement. I'm talking to us. All right. You need to know how much money you need each month, and you need to know that now. So down in the description, Master Your Money Plan. Go and grab that. There's a free workbook for you. That Life Experiences to Income is also a free workbook. Go grab that one as well. So go and get that because you need to know your number now. And then we'll start looking at what your retirement amount every month. You don't need $1 million. You don't necessarily even need $750,000. Okay? $750,000. You don't need that either. But you do need to know how much you need every month, what you are already automatically going to be bringing in for whatever you have done for retirement planning. And if there's been nothing other than Social Security, it is not 100% going to pay for everything, but it will take some of the pressure off. So go to the Social Security website and figure out how much you're going to get from Social Security every month. So let's start figuring out, do you have to do a hybrid retirement or is it just simply a choice? Either way, income is great. It always is welcome, regardless if you need $500 a month or maybe you're going to need a couple of grand a month. There's ways to figure this out. Go and grab that. There's also a retirement reality reset kit in this video here. I'm sure I'll put a little 20-second infomercial about that. But for those of you who are thinking you're pretty much well set up, let's make sure. Go and grab that. Most of us have never done the step. Retirement reality reset kit and the retirement calculator spreadsheet. You have to know your number before you can make any decisions about your future. You don't want to go to retirement and realize you can't afford it. Let's figure that out now and see what life is going to look like later. So will we always be strong, independent women? Big heck yeah to that. We will. But chronic stress because of it, that damages health. You should probably talk to your doctor about that. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I a doctor, and I've not played either one on TV or these days on social media and YouTube. But I will tell you from my own personal experience, I didn't really give stress much consideration. But that and a couple of other poor life choices, that can actually accelerate your check engine soon light coming on. So you need to be aware of that. And the more independent, do it all, don't help me, I'm not asking for help, ladies that we've built walls of isolation. We have. Because whether it's out of perceived respect from others or people who just got tired of hearing, no, I don't need your help, nobody's coming knocking. Hardly anymore, are they? So let's start breaking down some of those walls of isolation and ask some people to come back in. Let's start with the one you're going to spend the rest of your life with, whether that is a favorite sister, a favorite niece or nephew, or a spouse or partner. Start letting people back in now so that when you transition into this next chapter of life, you're better prepared psychologically. Because retirement, it's not just about the dollars, it's about the cents. And it's probably 3/4 cents and 25%, or 1/4. There we go. There's the analogy. 1/4 dollars. And stop tying your personal identity to how useful you are. No, let's figure out how to have fun again. Life is supposed to be fun. It is. And if we have been too busy since age 10 when our mothers went into that workforce and we were dropped at home as latchkey kids, it's time to figure out what fun looks like for you. And none of this has to wait until you retire. No, let's start it now. So start laying down some of the responsibility. Let some people back in. Ask for help. Delegate some of this stuff if it can't be stopped. But quit thinking that you're the only one that can do all of this. Yeah, I'm talking to myself as much as everybody else out there. All right. So I'm Jenny. I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I've got a little to say about a lot of stuff. Sometimes I have an occasional, and sometimes it's weekly, and sometimes multiple times a week. But regardless, Jigger or Jens, they're out there, and I've just got to get something off my chest. They're mostly unedited and pretty much unfiltered, more so than these are. I appreciate you stopping by. Like, share, subscribe. Keep coming back. Keep this channel going. I'll talk to you soon. Stop recording. That there were certain things that had to be done on a daily, weekly, etc. My dad traveled a lot, and sometimes he'd be gone for weeks and weeks at a time, and my mother always rushed around and tried to get everything in order just minutes before he walked in the door, and that was the way the example was set for us. This is how you manage a to-do list. This is how you impress your man, I guess, is one way to put it. So whenever Dad would come home from trips, it would be super high stress. Let's all rush around and get everything spit polished. So when he walked in, his impression was that was the way we lived. So at a certain point, Dad no longer traveled the way he did. He became a contractor, consultant, whatever the vernacular was back in the day. But he was home a lot more. And we girls did not know how to manage a household on a day-to-day basis. Maybe once in a... I'm not quite sure where I'm going down this. All right, erase. Let's start over. Free is the best price to pay for anything. And there's value in this. I'm not just tossing you a, hey, go check this out because it's free and I'm just going to bait and switch, reel you in. No, I'm not reeling you in for anything. This one's got value in it.